Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today we have a two-game college football slate. Before I get started, can you guys smash that like and subscribe button? It really helps the channel a lot. I will also do my plays for the betting after the video here, at the end of the video. Thank you guys for smashing like, comment, and subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Also, give me your top plays on for the slate in the comments below. Let's get into the slate here. So we got Liberty versus Sam Houston, and then Louisiana Tech versus Western Kentucky. Liberty is favored to win this game by 20.5 points, and Western Kentucky is favored to win by 6 points. To keep that in mind, Sam Houston is 0-4 on the season. Liberty is 4-0 on the season. Western Kentucky is 3-2, and Louisiana Tech is 3-3. Um, I will say that the three of the teams run the ball more than they pass, and then Western Kentucky throws the ball more than they run. So do keep that in mind here. So let's get into our quarterbacks here. First, our top overall quarterback is Salter for Liberty. He has great metrics for this game. He's also a running quarterback who has ran almost 50 times on the season, and he's scored 5 touchdowns on the ground this season. I really like his upside. He's also going up against a defense who's terrible against the run. Liberty's going to run the ball quite a bit, but he's also going to pass the ball a little bit. He's got good yards from that perspective. He's got 900 yards and 11 touchdowns on the season, so he has nice metrics from that perspective. As for Reed from Western Kentucky, he's a good contrarian option, also capable of being that S-Flex option, though Louisiana Tech is decent against the pass. Um, it's not really their pass rush; it's more their secondary. But he definitely has some capability. I do like some of the wide receivers from Western today as well, so do keep that in mind. As for Bachmeyer for Louisiana Tech, if he plays, he'll be viable, but we do want to make sure he does draw the start. He is questionable with a shoulder injury. He hasn't played a couple games in a row. If he doesn't play, then Jack Turner will play, and I don't really see much favoritism for Louisiana Tech if Turner plays. Maybe in the running backs here, my favorite running back is going to be Cooley for Liberty. Liberty's going to run the ball a lot, and he's going to be sharing runs with the quarterback, but he definitely draws some potential today. Though he hasn't had a touchdown, surprisingly, this season, I think that probably ends today. He'll probably get it. He has some good utility, and while he doesn't have a lot of receptions to the air, he is capable of being a good guy who can get some passes as well. He just hasn't found the end zone yet this season. Um, but he's got to break a bigger run really to pay that off. But he's capable. That is, he's had multiple 20-yard runs this season. So then we'll look at another good running back who I like a lot is Shelton for Louisiana Tech. Now for Louisiana Tech, they're going to need Shelton to have a big game for them to stay in this one. He definitely is going to have some good opportunity here because the defense for Western is not great, and he'll have an opportunity to have a big running game day, and he's going to have a big one. Now, he is pretty expensive at running back. He is a great play on the slate. And then also Gentry for Sam Houston. If Sam Houston is going to do anything in this game, he's going to have a monster game. He is capable of a good game, but he's really more capable because he does get some receptions through the air, and he's managed to score a touchdown that way this season. So he is a viable option, but he's very, very, very contrarian. So do keep that in mind. At the wide receiving aspect, we're going to go through the few teams here. So if you're going to use anybody from Sam Houston State, then Noah Smith is definitely the guy. He's had the most receptions on the team, and he has some touchdown potential today. Though he's high risk, high reward, as Sam Houston State's quarterback is pretty rough. And as you can see, his other games have been pretty rough as well. He has 17 receptions on the season. For Liberty, though, Liberty's going to have a lot of opportunity to have a big game here. And Daniels and Sibley are definitely the top two guys. Daniels is technically the number one wide receiver for them, though I think he's been a little bit more inconsistent than what I would like for this game. As Sibley, he draws better metrics in my opinion for this game, and he definitely has some more upside. His floor is a little bit safer as well, but both guys have some utility. Now Sibley is more of a boom uh, wide receiver where he's going to go for big plays. But that said, this is definitely a type of game where he's going to have some chances. As for Western Kentucky here, Corley is obviously the overall guy as he's got the most yards and most receptions. So he only has 2 touchdowns still. He has a high floor, but he might be covered pretty tough because the pass defense for Louisiana Tech is pretty good in the secondary, and they may focus on him. And if that's the case, then Messer is going to be a really good option as he's clearly almost as good as Corley is in yards and receptions and touchdowns. So he is very capable today and has a nice contrarian aspect here, and he's been using that to his advantage. So I do think both those guys have a lot of utility on the slate, though Corley is a guy you could put in the S flex. He is very expensive. Then we'll look at Louisiana Tech now. Smoke Harris is a great S flex option as well. As he, if anybody on Louisiana Tech in the wide receiver route is going to do good, he's going to have a big game here. Though he's had 37 receptions on the season, which is by far the most of anybody on the slate. Keep in mind they played more games than any other team, so that definitely helps. Allen is also in play, though he's high risk, high reward today, but he's been pretty solid. He did miss a couple games. His yards are nearly as good as Harris's with almost half the receptions, so he's definitely a guy that has bigger play potential. And in the one game against UTEP, he had an 85-yard yard play. So that said, he's a little bit up and down, but he's been hurt a couple games, so it looks like he should be good to go here. And it looks like he's a top tier option, and he's a little bit cheaper than Harris as well. So with that said, guys, let's get into our bets here. So we're going to start with our game line bets, and I do like Liberty at 20.5 now. They have them at 21 now. You can do the alternate smed to get it at 20.5 if you want. I actually don't mind the money line either, though it is very lopsided here. Western Kentucky being at -6 or +6 here for this game. I do think you can, if you do a bet slip with Western -6 and then Liberty money line, you can actually get a doodle, like you can double your money on those bets. So that's actually not a bad deal, and that's a little bit safer than taking the -21. That said, if you take the -21, that's definitely not all that terrible, as I think Liberty is going to win this game by a couple at least 2 or 3 touchdowns. So I think they're viable on that slate, but it's a little bit tight. As for the over/under, I do like the under in this game. I think Liberty is going to score most of the points, and if Sam Houston has anybody score points, it's likely going to be their running back Gentry. But as for the Western Kentucky Louisiana Tech game, I do think I like the under a little bit. The Western defense is pretty suspect, and Louisiana Tech's offense is a little bit suspect. So I think it's going to be a little interesting to see how this game plays out. I think it's going to be very close to the 60 points. I would take the under right now, especially if Louisiana Tech's quarterback gets ruled out. But we'll have to wait and see on that. As for, I do have some other options to look at here, though, as the touchdown. Let's see, where are they? The touchdown scorers. I do like Salter uh, for Liberty to get a rushing touchdown in this game, so he's a great anytime touchdown scorer. And I also like one other guy from at running back Shelton from Louisiana Tech to potentially score a touchdown today, as he's had 3 on the ground and he's actually leading the running backs on the slate at the touchdown position. So in touchdowns, and so he's a little bit under. His odds are pretty good here, and so they definitely have some viability. With that said, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, and have a nice day, guys.